Hey guys, this is Garrity from Gamers from Nowhere, and we're going to be talking today. We have a special episode. It's going to be our game of the year for 2015.
Hey guys, it's Hunter. We're like you said, we're talking about our favorite games of the year. What we're going to do is we're going to give you our top three, and we'll switch off. We'll go from we'll start with Garrity. We'll do his number three, then we'll go to mine, then his number two, then to my number two, and then number one and number one.
Okay, yeah. All right, so so do you want to start? I mean, I feel like it's almost an obligation to do these sort of like best of year because everyone does them.
Well, and especially with the fact that it's right here at the first of the year with 2016, so it's just an easy topic to do.
Yeah, and it's always fun because I get to criticize stuff. So
yeah, criticizing is always the best thing.
Criticize and praise. So why don't you want to start?
Yeah, but first I think we should introduce our special guest that's with us today.
All right. Say hello, Dustin.
Hello, guys.
Well, I just introduced you for you. Okay.
Well, that's fine. I'm Dustin. I've known these two guys for quite a while, and they invited me over for a podcast. So,
yeah.
Hey.
So wow, dude, amazing.
Cool. Dustin will probably be, in and out of these podcasts every once in a while. Mm-hmm. Who knows? He might become regular. He might not. We'll just see. Time will tell.
It's him. It's up to him. If he was a good human being, he'd do it. But that's up in the air.
We're not going to pressure him into do this.
So yeah, who wants to start?
You can start.
Okay, for number three. All right. So I've played a lot of games this year. Actually, mm-hmm. I've actually beaten quite a few games. Normally, like when I play a game, like I only beat like a few, but I actually managed to complete quite a few. Yeah, but it's only been like towards the latter half of 2015.
Yeah.
Okay. That being said, my third favorite game of the year is Dragon Quest Heroes, which I don't. Have you ever played those?
I have not played any of the Dragon Quest games.
Okay.
Don't kill me, people.
Okay. No, it's fine. It's not like Dragon Quest games. It's like a Hyrule Warriors game. It's like Samurai Warriors, Dynasty Warriors. Where you can just like run around, hack and slash stuff.
Yeah.
It's just that, except it's take place in the Dragon Quest universe. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, I think it's actually even better than Hyrule Warriors because Hyrule Warriors feels like, okay, it's Samurai Warriors with Zelda and they had a baby. This is Dragon Quest had a baby with Dragon Quest now. Like it is just you have like your spells. It feels like you're in Dragon Quest. Okay. Whereas Zelda, it feels like, oh, I'm playing this. It feels like its own thing. The running, everything's different about it. Like the way you run, the way you move, the way you run, the way you attack. It just feels different. And like you have like all sorts of like interesting spells, and like the enemies are actually really distinct and interesting. And a lot of the gameplay is actually based on the sort of like King of the Hill style thing, where you have to defend a position. And that sounds really simplistic, but it actually gets really hard later on. So, yeah, that's my pick for number three.
Okay.
And you want to do number three?
Yeah, I would have to go with my number three. Would have to be for the Xbox One, the Rare Replay.
Oh, dang daddy!
Yeah. I mean, first off, 30 games in one CD. How ridiculous is that?
Now, I have a question actually. Yeah. Do you know if you might? I'm not sure if you know this or not, but like, so some of those games like Conquer were re-released, I think, for the original Xbox, and then there's like the Conquer that was released for N64.
You talking about the original Conquer's Bedford?
Yeah. Like, are these the or like this like Banjo-Kazooie is also released on I think the their equivalent of the Virtual Console for Xbox One, right? Or 360 at least.
It was put in the I believe it was put in the marketplace for a while for you to be able to
360.
Yeah, for the 360. It wasn't like there wasn't a hard copy of it made.
Yeah, but it was like an updated version of.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't necessarily like updated. It was they kind of smoothed the graphics out a little bit, but everything was pretty much the same.
Did you play it, Dustin?
I did not play it actually.
Dagwell F.
I'm sorry.
I just threw something at it, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to know that.
Don't crucify me. Not on the first episode.
Okay, later. Okay, listen. So yeah, because like I was wondering if is this the N64 version of that game that's just been updated for Xbox
Well-
One, or is it the Xbox 360 Banjo-Kazooie that's been ported to the Xbox One?
It's actually not Banjo-Kazooie. It's Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
Wait, I thought regular Banjo-Kazooie is not Rare Replay.
Rare, I don't believe it is.
No, it has to be.
I know that Conquer is, and
Don't look at me.
it's
This is not my category.
Perfect Dark. The one for that, it's the Xbox release of it. It's not the Perfect Dark from N64. I could be wrong, but I haven't played it myself.
Right.
But I personally, I think that it's great that
Right.
Rare and Microsoft are looking at this and saying, our fans love the stuff that was in the past. Let's bring it and make it, not necessarily new, but like, let's put it back out there for them to be able to play.
For the record, I'm like 90% sure it's on the Rare Replay.
It could be. I know that Nuts and Bolts is on there.
Okay.
Because I remember thinking, oh, cool, Banjo-Kazooie is on this, and then I looked again, and on the back it's Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, and I'm just like, okay, this is back when they announced that there was a new Banjo-Kazooie game coming out, and everybody was all excited, and then all of a sudden it was like, wait, no, this is just, car making. Nothing against car making games, but when you're expecting a 3D platformer, that's a huge letdown.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, I don't think anyone does. Rare is just I don't know if the stereotype that Rare is just like a burnt out company is actually true.
Well, I think the fact that Rare went with Microsoft, that kind of when they were under new management.
Well, yeah, people frustrated because Microsoft bought Rare, but people really got mad when Microsoft bought this company that made all these revolutionary games. And what did they do? They made Kinect games for the Xbox 360. So it's like, so that's what really made people mad. People were like, wow.
Star Wars Kinect. Anyway, so that's my number 3. Again, haven't really played it. I've seen some of the gameplay of it. It looks really good. But that's my number 3. Definitely go pick it up.
Yeah.
Will do.
Dustin, do you have a number 3 or?
I kind of walked in on the middle of this podcast, so I'm less than prepared.
We'll just say a random game.
I mean,
how about we just go to your number 2?
Okay, shut up, Dustin.
Okay,
you're taking his number 2.
All right. Oh, sorry. If you heard a clock, that was the nowhere clock. It just dings every now and then. All right, so
it dings in the time of nowhere.
Okay.
We don't know where it is either.
Yeah. What? Huh? Okay.
Your number 2.
My number 2 is Xenoblade Chronicles X. If I told you my number 2 is Xenoblade Chronicles X, you two know exactly what my number 1 is.
I know exactly what your number 1 is.
I thought that was going to be your number 1. But okay.
I thought it was too until you guys reminded me of another game.
Okay.
So Xenoblade Chronicles X is the dankest of daddies. Let's get that straight.
Okay. What's so good about Xenoblade Chronicles X?
A lot of things.
I haven't played much of the games that came out this year.
Definitely pick this one up.
Yes. Buy it now, Hunter. Okay.
You just leave. Go to GameStop. Wait, it's closed.
Okay.
I'll go to Walmart and get it.
Right.
Yeah. So, in case you don't know, Xenoblade Chronicles X, open world RPG, action RPG, I guess ish. Similar to Xenoblade, except it's just a big old world. You can explore and kill stuff and kill stuff.
Big old world, quote unquote, is an understatement.
It is absolutely massive. I think it's bigger than Fallout 4, which just came out, and everyone's like, "Oh, Nintendo ain't goddamn specs no more." And yeah, we get this monumental masterpiece that just makes me want to screw their heads off. I'm just kidding. And just be like, please understand. Oh wow, I just dropped a Danko Water reference without even meaning.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know where we're going with this now.
Okay. Okay.
Back on track.
Dustin.
Yes.
Xenoblade Chronicles X.
It convinced me to want to go get it.
Okay. Do you like character customization?
Character customization's pretty cool sometimes.
Okay.
As long as it's not like your main focal point of the game. Like
No, not even in the slightest. It's character interaction. It's very character interaction heavy.
Okay.
It's got a very enveloping story.
Yes. See, it's funny because a lot of critics have actually said that the story sucked.
Well, those critics actually.
Because a lot of
well, some critics also said that the Hoenn region had too much water.
We're not going to call out our boys Jose Otero.
So
anyway, to be fair, I haven't beaten the story, so it might take a plummet right around the corner for me. But as of now, it's easily one of my favorite games of all time.
Really? All time?
One of them, yes. Even if that list is like 40 games long, but I don't put much thought into
it's just I'll say this is a lot to it. Like there's a lot of weapon up. It's going to be really daunting because there's a lot of like weapon upgrades, armor upgrades,
classes.
It takes. I understand it takes a long time to actually beat the game. So
and I guarantee you, I can promise you've never played a game with the combat system quite like Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yeah, it is like
its own,
very much its own thing.
Okay, cool.
And it works. It's very streamlined.
Yeah. All right.
And Skells.
Oh, and mechs, dude, mechs.
That's right.
It's like GTA with mechs, except not like GTA at all.
Okay. And mechs.
That's racist.
Okay. Okay, so let's go for your number 2.
Okay, my number 2 is for the PlayStation 4. It's Until Dawn.
That's trash. I'm kidding.
Until Dawn.
Please put a cap on your criticism.
I know the concept of it, but I don't understand what you do in it.
Until Dawn, it's one of those movie games that's like it's basically it's
cinematic.
Yeah, it's very cinematic. It's very like sit there and watch and real time strategy almost. Like you in the moment decide what's going to happen, and it's got. I love games that have different outcomes at the end of it, like depending on what happens here, the butterfly effect kind of thing.
Right.
Like if I kill somebody here, it's going to affect how the game ends. But if I save them, then I might get a better ending than what was expected. Something like that.
Yeah.
And just the different ways that you can end the game. You can end the game where like all the guys survive or all the girls survive, and it's different things. You can do it where nobody survives or everybody survives.
Really?
I mean, it's there's multiple ways of doing it, and it's really cool. The one criticism I have about it is that one of the not necessarily the hardest, but I think that they thought that this would be challenging is the where it tells you not to move the controller. Like there are certain points where it's just like do not move the controller, and if you move it just the slightest bit, then you're doomed.
So you're expected to like put the controller on the counter.
Pretty much. I mean, the best way to get around it is just to be like, okay, here's my table. I'm gonna put it on the table.
Sorry, listeners. Hunter just literally flipped the table.
The nowhere table.
I flipped it into nowhere.
Yeah. Go on.
Go ahead. Okay.
The one thing I have a problem with the game is like multiple endings. Is that like if I have a game with multiple endings, like if I choose the wrong thing. Like, and then I play through the entire game and get a bad ending, I feel like I've wasted my time. I was like, great. I just played this whole game for it to be like, hey, by the way, slap.
Yeah, I get that. But at the same time, if you know that it's got multiple endings, it's, for me at least, it kind of entices me to want to play the game again. Just to kind of see, like, if I do it differently here, then what's going to happen if I do this.
I've never been good with those. Is it more like it's like you said, it's decision.
Yeah, it's decision
based. For the most part, decision based.
Yeah.
I remember a time when Garrity and I played Mass Effect, and we specifically tried to save this one character.
Oh my god, yeah. I think it was Thane. I can't remember his name. He was the green alien, right?
But we were in these decision-making cutscene party time, and the very next thing that happened was the guy we're trying to put so much work into saving died.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like that.
A good experience with that, but I mean,
yeah.
I'm not.
But that's what makes it fun, though. To me, it's like
I can agree with that. Yes.
And the fact that it's a horror game and it's a good horror game. In my opinion, it's a good horror game.
There's an argument to be made by some people that horror is actually better. Is more effective in a video game than it would be in a movie.
It is because you're actually putting yourself in the shoes of your character, and as opposed to just sitting there watching somebody on a screen go through something, you can say like, "Hey, you idiot! Look, there's something coming through the door." you're putting yourself in the mindset of this is me. I am this character. So when something happens, So when something happens, like your adrenaline's already pumping just because it's like, if I do this, I'm going to die. Yeah. And it's not like it's my character. No, it's I'm going to die. It's got a more personal feel to it.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. I haven't played many horror games, so it's difficult for me to say, but I can definitely understand why people would think that. So, are you ready to move on to our big?
Yeah, let's do it. Number one.
Number one.
Number one.
All right. I forgot what it was. Okay. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Really?
Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Ladies and gentlemen, Hunter disagrees with me.
I definitely disagree with this one, but I do understand there's a big love for the Monster Hunter community out there and everything, and
I'm 100% with Garrity on this one.
I'm gonna let you have your moment in the spotlight with this one.
Let me get on my soapbox here. Okay, so this game. So I think the Monster Hunter formula for like playing a game is just so simple and brilliant in its design that it honestly. It's so simple, but that's what makes it so brilliant to me. Is Monster Hunter is a game all about boss fights. That's just to me is so refreshing right off the bat, and because there's no bull crap in the way anymore. Mm-hmm. I feel like so many modern games just have so much filling. It's like if you got a sandwich and they stacked it with like 70 pounds of lettuce and then it had a piece of salami at the bottom. Like Monster Hunter is just a salami sandwich. Daggone. Okay, it is just. It's just, hey, let's get my friends together. We're gonna beat this boss. We won. Hey, let's go kill. Now we can carve it, make better weapons. Now we can fight this other boss. Mm-hmm. And it's just, and one thing I love about it is like it always keeps you on your toes. There's no point in Monster Hunter where you can just be like, no. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, I guess if you're in like a big hunt with a lot of people, there could be someone who does that. But in general,
or you skip quests and you go back to one later.
Yeah, exactly.
Much more powerful.
Yeah, exactly. It's so satisfying to Speaking about that, Dustin, you remember we played Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, and there'd be bosses like the Great Jaggy, which is like the first big monster you fight.
Yeah, and you encounter it multiple times every time you just go out into Deserted Island or Moga Woods is what they called it,
and
it'd be like a low level.
Yeah, and you fight this like low level and it's a low level monster, but it will kick your butt. And and the first time I fought it, I almost ran out of time. It took and it gives you 50 minutes. So I spent 50 minutes trying to kill this thing.
Yeah.
And now if I go back and fight the Great Jaggy, how fast do you think I could kill it?
You can do it in under a minute, I'm sure. Easily.
So I just love that level of progression that you can just feel yourself getting stronger. It's not through levels, it's not through your own hard work.
It's definitely one of the more games that provides satisfaction.
Yeah.
It's very good at that.
Yeah. Just there's this like when you beat a big boss together, there's just this adrenaline rush of we did it.
Now let's reap our rewards.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just like this like a sense of like you just put the 3DS or 3DS in this case down. But okay. This would not be my number one, and Xenoblade Chronicles X would be, if they had not done so many changes to Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate that made it my favorite game.
Yeah.
The fact that you can now jump on top of monsters and stab them. Just like the different environments now. The monsters are... I think maybe you agree with me on this one, Dustin. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate has some creative monsters, but they're nowhere near as creative as the ones in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Exactly.
I mean, Shark Hunter, an effing shark.
With legs. And
blows up like a giant balloon. Boom. That's all you need to know about this game. Go out and buy it. Thank you. Podcast is over.
Except not.
I don't like Monster Hunter for the simple fact that to me it takes so long to grind to get to some of the points that you need to get to. And I don't have an issue with grinding, but like in a game that is supposed to be action-packed and action-oriented, Monster Hunter, to me that sounds like, oh, we're going out all the time hunting these monsters. I don't want to be walking around with a butterfly net trying to catch beetles.
To me, I feel like that's
if I wanted to do that, I'd play Animal Crossing and get some beetles for Tom Nook.
Okay, but that's completely...
I mean, seriously, am I playing Animal Crossing or am I playing this Monster Hunter Ultimate game over here. I mean, really,
Okay, just
make
think
your
about
mind
this.
up. If you're playing an action game, to me, I feel like it needs to be more based around the action-packed, action-oriented kind of stuff.
Right.
And to me, Monster Hunter, just from what I've played, I've tried to give it a fair shot, and I don't know. I mean,
Sorry.
what?
Dustin's right. Dustin's preparing his retort.
Okay, think of it like this. Say like, all right, I'm crafting this cool, dank armor set. Okay, and you have all the materials you need. Heck, you have all the pieces. You have the helmet, you have the chest, you have the arms, but you're missing the legs to this armor. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you have all the materials you need to make it, but then it's like, oh, I need some rare scarabs, or something you can actually go and get with a bug net. And you have to go out into the area and get some... But don't you... It's just, for me, at least it adds to the excitement knowing that I could be just innocently catching bugs, looking for this rare scarab, but then all of a sudden an Azurathlos just comes flying out of the sky from behind me and just pins me down right there and kills me. That's exciting.
Love it. That makes me so happy. I'm going to F this. We're going to play Monster Hunter. Bye, listeners. I'm kidding. Okay, let's just move on to number one. We could be here all night.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Monster Hunter 4 is Ultimate. Ultimate's a good game.
It's good. I will say this, actually, in defense of Hunter. It is grindy, and I feel like if you don't have people to play with, you can be like, what the hell is this game? You know?
Yeah. Have friends.
Yeah, have friends. And don't be afraid to look up tutorials on how to like hunt and stuff like that. That's my piece of advice on it.
Other than that, it's perfect.
Other than that, it's perfect. Except for all the flaws, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hunter.
Speaking of flaws, this game kind of has quite a few, depending on how you want to look at it. But my number one game, and it's kind of funny because my top three went from, you know, all it spans all three of the major consoles. It's on the Wii U, and it is Super Mario Maker.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I know it's kind of a cop-out. You know, everybody's all excited for Mario. You know, Nintendo shoved it down our throats, and everybody was so sick of it. But now it's out, and it's actually kind of good.
And everybody loves it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that people can sit there and come up with whatever they want to,
Right.
any kind of concept, and put it in a Mario game, and then share it with other people to play.
Right.
It's basically what Nintendo's been trying to do for the longest time with getting everybody involved into the Nintendo community and getting everybody to want to be a part.
Right.
But it is definitely opposite of the game that you were just talking about, because this one, as opposed to, you know, building your friendship and making it stronger and, you know, just like, you know, being the best of pals, this one makes you kind of want to kill your friends.
Why do you look at me when you say that stuff?
You might look at me. I'm the one who makes the evil levels.
I don't even know in the game.
You just have some deviousness about you, man. That's all it
It's
is.
just kind of sketchy, dude.
I can't disagree with that.
But anyway, I love going through and, you know, getting to play different YouTubers levels, or anybody, my friends, you know, family, whoever, whatever they can think of, they can put it out there and you get to play it. And it's just the ultimate Mario game. If you love 2D Mario, it's the ultimate Mario game to get.
Yeah, my thing is like, I think I like. Don't worry, I like Mario Maker. I think it's pretty dank. But my thing is like, I'm definitely the kind of guy who, I will much prefer playing it than creating it. Like I do create some levels,
right? But that's the good thing about it is it's not solely relied on you have to make levels.
Right.
You can sit there and play through other people's levels all day long and never make level one.
Right. Right. Exactly.
And you don't have to even upload anything. I mean, you can sit there and make all the levels you want and just be like, you know, oh, these are kind of cool, but, you know, I'm a little insecure. I don't want to put these out. You don't have to.
Right.
You can just sit there and make them and do whatever with them, and, you know, have your friends come over and play them until you perfect them to where you do want to put them online.
Right.
You know, it's and the customization of the levels is almost flawless in my opinion, because it flows so well, as opposed to what we were supposed to get with the stage creator in Super Smash Bros. Wii U.
Oh God, poor Sakurai. Man, do you remember when they announced that? Everyone was so excited about that.
Yeah,
and even I was like, oh my God, dude, unlimited legal levels for tournament play.
Yeah,
pretty much anything.
And between the three of us, how many creative levels do we have?
I have 3.
I have 1.
I've never even opened up Stage Builder.
So, I mean,
I'm telling the truth.
there you go.
And I like to consider myself
Pretty
a
artsy.
sucker for creativity. Or
Yeah,
sucker character creation and car customization.
Not only are you a sucker for creativity, you're a sucker for Smash Brothers and creativity.
Exactly, and I never even opened up the Stage Builder.
It's kind of unnecessary in that game, but
It really is, but I mean,
like in Mario Maker, like
it's cool on paper. But
It is. Like, but in Mario Maker, like I love that you can sit there and play these other people's levels, and then they can inspire you to like be like, oh, I got this awesome level, but they did this. Let me go and add this to my level.
Right.
And you can. I mean, it's not like when you're sitting there playing a game and it's like you're playing last year's version of the game, and somebody just got the newest version, and you're like, God, I wish that they would have added this into the game that's in the newest version. You don't have to worry about that. You can go ahead and add it in yourself. And that's the thing that I like about it, is that it's almost a new game every time you play it.
Right. Well, think.
Not a bad
Okay,
topic.
so one final subject I have to talk about, a game we did not talk about that is quite big this year, at least for Nintendo fans.
You know what? How about we save this for the next episode?
Okay. You know what we're going to talk about, viewers. I mean, listeners. All right. So peace
Thank
out.
you guys for having me.
Oh, thanks, man. Come back anytime you want.
Okay. Well, he's back.
Oh, hey.
And he's gone again. How do you do this?
Okay.
Oh, no, but now he's back.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys.
Peace.